Hey Gemini, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works, leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your storyline or wavelength here, then check your other major placements. And also I've been leaving photos of the spreads at the end. If that interests you, you can go to that, read along, check my work, that kind of thing. And also, I had a little technical difficulty and your cards already popped out for the intuitive vibe. And I just would like to roll with what we already had going on. Technology can just do its thing. But we're going to keep rolling here with what I have, with what already popped out. So you have the observer here. And the observer is very focused on something, possibly through social media, possibly through, yeah, there's some sort of medium here. So it is like very focused, watching something very closely, but you're also getting a little distracted. You may not understand what you're seeing very clearly. You may not get the whole thing, but you're getting some sort of glimmer of some sort of intuitive vibe of what's going on with what you're watching. You're also, there's a lot of ideas here. There's a strong commitment to this process. So yeah, you're watching, observing something. Could be somebody, yeah, through social media or YouTube or any of the other, ways we have to watch and keep an eye on everything around us. So you have a dream. This is Sleeping Beauty's dream. This is a dream of stability, of safety. It's a little bit chaotic right now. It's not very clear how you're going to get there, how it happens, but you've definitely have this dream of something a lot more stable, a lot more, a sense of safety, your own castle, your own place where you can feel safe and secure. It might be a place where you go to in your mind when stressors come, someplace you like to imagine, or someplace, memory you go back to, or someplace where you did feel safe and secure in the past. And you sort of have built on that and built on that dream, on that vision. But it is a dream of feeling of security. So you're dreaming of security and safety. It's always very precarious, and life is. So we all dream of safety and security to some measure. But there's to quote Tom Robbins yet again here, he had a quote from, I forget which book, but it was, there's no such thing as security. I think that's what it was. But we can still dream about it and get more secure. I mean, there's levels of no such thing as security. And so then we have this house of flowers. So this could be even this security here, this very orderly home, grid-like existence, a little bit bland, but very solid, very secure. Another secure home, very, very solid 4-square building here. We have some companionship, but this 4-square building is no longer able to contain the beauty, the love, the joy, this harsh exterior. This life, intuition, all of that is just popping out here. It can't be helped. It can't be contained here. This is called House of Flowers. So there's some sort of home. It is about, feeling at home in the world and maybe even feeling safe enough to bloom and blossom. And so maybe these things aren't like in opposition to each other. Maybe these things are like, together, working together, like this stability. These flowers now feel safe to bloom and blossom because of this stability, not in spite. Sometimes I read this card and it's like, oh, stability be damned. My routine, my spreadsheet, my calendar, be damned, we're popping out, life is exciting. So it could be that. But today I'm also getting a vibe of like these flowers, especially because of this dream right here of safety and security. These flowers maybe are feeling like they can blossom and they can bloom because of the guardedness, the safety, the structure around them. It allows that blooming. And then we have butterfly garden. So again, the garden is, I've been talking a lot about this lately. The garden is, garden does mean like guarded land, land that has a fence around it, a walled off land. And so that protects the growth, protects the garden, protects the beautiful parts of ourselves. It's a very protective thing. So with this protective sort of layer here, these flowers can just blossom and it's just a riot of life. And it could be because of this, because it feels protected and secure and safe. And so we have butterfly garden. So when we are secure and safe, she's bloomed here. She's transformed. Something in her mind is transformed and changed. Very fascinating. We have two cards here referencing this fascination with something, a focused energy, a very focused energy. And here we don't know what she's focused on, but we're paying attention to her focus. We're focused on her. She's got a little wandering eye here looking out at us. And she's very focused. And in this one, we can see what we're focused on. And this butterfly represents our mind and the way we see things and view things and having transformed and changed that way. And then we're focused on growth, on beauty. Flowers are they are the externalized sexual organs of plants. So it could be a little bit of a focus on sexuality as well, but it doesn't have to be. It can be a focus on any sort of blossoming or blooming, any kind of growth here. Very focused on that. Yeah, I find that interesting. We have two cards about focus and then two cards that taken together talk about safety, wanting to feel safe and secure for the purpose of blooming. And we have two cards about blooming, the blooming that happens when we are guarded, when we are safe and secure, that sort of thing. And two cards about, the cards just all kind of crisscross and interact. It's pretty fascinating. And you didn't see how they came out. One came out and then nobody wanted to come out, and then three popped like in a chunk. So to me that was kind of interesting. I don't know. All right, Gemini. Gemini, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Fascinating. Taurus just got these cards, despite my thorough shuffling between some of these cards. Taurus got two of these cards. Okay, just two, but still fascinates me. So in your recent past, you have this, the Empress, a sense of having everything you need, feeling in your power, feeling nurturing, feeling that you can pour from a full cup, feeling very secure in who you are and your position in life, very happy, possibly being single, which is a very happy state to be in, and a very unbothered state to be in. And so in your recent past, you've had this experience or this vibe with you of this, power and this sense of just having what you need. You had what you needed. No problems here. In your current situation, you have the Seven of Cups. This is like Seven of Cups can have a confusing energy, but that's the energy of the card. To me, I just realized that, like, I'm confused every time I see this card, no matter which deck it is. I'm like, wait, what is going on here? But that's literally the Seven of Cups vibe, is like this confusing, what's going on, knowing you don't know everything, things needing to be revealed, sort of this inner demon playing with your emotional cups here. There's some sort of, in your current situation, there's some sort of confusion or difficulty seeing clearly, difficulty seeing what to do, maybe a lot of self-doubt, hiding behind something. Something's hiding from you, and you need to see it more clearly in order to make good decisions. So there's something here that's just very confusing for you. The mind is kind of, you have this inner demon, and I want to say it has to do with the mind, and it has to do with having to think through something, but knowing that your thinking isn't very clear. And there's some sort of revealing that needs to happen or is happening, some sort of a new understanding coming about your emotions, some sort of revealing, some sort of subconscious thing that's coming up right now, and some sort of issue from your subconscious. It could be this dream here where you're dreaming of security and you're starting to like understand how deep that need is, and maybe the havoc that an unexamined need for security has wreaked in your life, like that this subconscious thing flowing through your emotions and kind of tearing it up, this inner demon. You may just be discovering that that maybe there's like too much of a need for security, or how much you do need for security, and that is a legitimate need, and your lack of it maybe has caused you to make some decisions and some difficulties in the past, and all of that is like starting to be understood now. You're starting to see something, or you're wanting to see something more clearly about your emotions and how they work and what's going on with them. I mean, this could be this focus here. You know, you're very focused on this. Could be your emotions. So, because this isn't a big, bold flower here. This is a flower, like a subconscious flower, where you'd have to really get in there and really do some work in order to, if you were a little bee wanting to pollinate something and wanting to get some pollen, you'd have to do some work here. You're not just going to be able to fly by it and like grab some pollen on your way. This is like, you're going to have to like park the car and get out of it and walk into the store and find it in this little corner over here, what you're looking for. So I'm getting that vibe from this here, is that something needs to be revealed, and it's trying to be revealed, something from your subconscious. It's taking a lot of focus for you. This is further reiterated by the moon card being in your hopes and fears. This is an intuitive process, not being able to see something very clearly, and you know it. You know you can't see this very clearly. You know there's more to be seen, more to be revealed, more to be understood. In this card, she's waiting very patiently for that revelation, for that understanding, for that sight. It's like I get the feeling that, you know, when you're in a bright house, maybe you're in a party and it's bright and you're like Bjork, and you go outside. I don't know if anybody remembers that song. There's got to be more to life than this. Anyway, she's at a party and she goes out, and that actually references last week's reading for you guys. That song does. And she goes outside, and you can hear the party in the background. Anyway, so I'm seeing that. I'm seeing like a bright party, but it's probably metaphoric because I don't think many of us are going to bright parties right now. And you go outside and can't see anything out in the dark for like the first couple minutes. And so she's just placidly, until your eyes adjust. So she's just placidly waiting here for her eyes to adjust. So this is something, this could be a fear. You could be very afraid of all this stuff that you're discovering that you don't even see and you don't even know in your subconscious. Because here we have the eyes closed too. We have this is dealing with some subconscious hopes, some hopes, that deep hope for security, you know, and it could have been wreaking havoc on our life because it's not necessarily always possible to have the kind of security that you've been dreaming of. So we have to figure out how we deal with that. Oh my gosh, you have so much about being really focused on something, but also not being able to see and things being revealed. So this moon card, we're waiting very patiently for our eyes to adjust to this level of darkness, to our eyes to adjust almost to our subconscious and to working in that area and in that field. We're adjusting to the darkness. We can't see, and we know that we can't see, and it's bothering us, but we need to get a little more comfortable. It's bothering us. We have this idea, idea that we want security. We have literally 3 cards in a row here about not being able to see something, and it bothers us. So we have this knowing that we can't see all the options, knowing that we can't see where all of our emotions are coming from and what we're dealing with here, and things needing to be revealed. We're dealing with that in the present moment. In our hopes and fears, we are, you know, knowing that we can't see very clearly, knowing that it's dark out, knowing that She's very patient here, but you might not be feeling that way because this is hopes and fears. There's this whole, oh my gosh, I've never seen this before. She's sitting on this whole roiling thing of fish, of which in this deck symbolize emotions and feelings, you know, of the ocean. There's this whole it's not subterranean because it's below the ocean. It's like deep in our subconscious, in our psyche. You can tell there's this whole roiling school of fish, like a herring boil that the whales do, circling the herring so that they can, you know, eat them more easily all together. So you can tell there's like this, and then the water looks like it's boiling when they're doing that because there's just so many fish together in one spot. So that's all underneath you, and you can feel it, and you're waiting to be able to see more clearly. You want to see more clearly. You're afraid of all the things you cannot see, and you should, I mean, I wouldn't say you should be, but there's a lot in here that needs to be dealt with, these in your subconscious, that needs to be pulled up and worked with and understood more clearly. And then in your issue, what's at issue is we have the High Priestess in reverse. This is not seeing. So the High Priestess is like, no, you're not being allowed to see. And the High Priestess in reverse could be just like, you're just being allowed to see right now that you can't see. That's like the only thing you can see, is that you can't see. Your intuition is needing to be very heightened right now, needing to be very clear. And I think you were called last week to follow your intuition. And right now, I think you're struggling with that. I think you're struggling quite a bit with that intuition. You can't see. You could see maybe if you did more of this work. This is like, so in the upright, the book's closed. She doesn't want you to see. In the reverse, you could see, but there's something blocking you from seeing, and it's most likely yourself blocking you from being able to see. And I see this masking, this deception, maybe self-deception mostly here. In your environment, and this could be like, the environment card is starting, that position starts to feel sometimes like the subplot of the sitcom, you know, like we have the overall plot that Tarot wants to talk. And then also this is going on. That's come in for me personally and other people that watch this channel, that this is sort of like a subplot. But in your environment, something else that's going on around you is this King of Pentacles, very slow moving, but solid energy. So things may not be moving very fast in your life, but this is focused on past work, on all the work that's been done, all the things all the years of work that have already gone into something, already done. This could be having to do with work, having to do with a slow moving situation at work, or money just moving very slowly, very solidly though, very solid progress. We have very solid progress going on in your environment. There's something around you. It could be a person that's, because it's a court card, that's making very solid progress, very solid gains forward, but extremely slowly, almost imperceptibly slowly. But the work gets done. And that's going on in your environment. Yeah. So, and in your to-do list is this Four of Wands. This is the engagement card. This is the marriage card, the anniversary card, some sort of an institution, the institution of marriage, acknowledging you're leveling up. So your to-do list somehow is to level up. It could be intuitively because we do have these Four of Wands. And yeah, this is the 1111 card, the soulmate card, all of that. It is, but that's sort of a colloquial idea or an idea about this card. But when we take it down, it's the wands. It's about intuition. It's about inspiration. And the four, I'm just forgetting right now where the four is. I do more of a, the way I first started out with tarot was doing it with the Kabbalah and connecting all those things. So the four is, it's pretty early on in the process. It's an early success, an early leveling up, pretty early on in the process. It's a nice energy. It's a good energy. But yeah, so it's a beautiful card of sort of leveling up, harvesting the first fruits. It's like a harvest festival of harvesting the first fruits of something, your first successes here. So yeah, as far as this relates with whatever, you know, inner demons you're dealing with and the lack of internal vision and having this dream, this could be sort of being able to have the inspiration or the sight, the seeing, the leveling up of your intuition into the next step. Seeing some of the fruits of the labor of this internal work you've done, of all this intuitive vibe, seeing that come out. I'm almost getting a vibe here too. You know, we have this like scaffolding sort of structure, and then between the structure we have this like fruits of your labors, and this institution up here on this hill, this organization that, you know, whose job it is to recognize the fruits of the labors. So we're having here, I'm getting a similar vibe here of this structure supporting this harvest and this growth. So again, we have the structure here that actually supports and allows for this organic growth. And so the structure here supporting this organic growth, this structure here supporting, you know, the organic growth, the growth of love and the outpouring of love, the recognition of marriages and engagements and that recognition. So there's some sort of structure in your life that could be helping this intuitive process, subconscious process come out and start to flower and start to bear fruit for you. And then as a possible outcome here, we have the World card. Things are going to change. And this is stuff that's out of your control. This is stuff that's out of, this is the seasons changing around you. You might feel a little vulnerable as they do that. But it's on a larger scale, the world around you just changing and moving forward, and time for the next season to come through. So, yeah, so that's, we're all going there. So, you know, so your possible outcome here is just a changing of your whole world. So this could be that this leveling up, this renewed commitment, this combination of this structure allowing for love or creativity to blossom and bear fruit, and brings about some sort of global change to your life, some sort of new season in your life here. All right, Gemini, I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments. I do really appreciate them. I like hearing your feedback and what you thought of the reading. It's really interesting and fun for me to do that. So anyway, I hope you have a great week, Gemini. All right, Gemini, I had just a couple more notes. I think that this Knight of Pentacles here is part of this structure that's supporting your blossoming and your growth. And yeah, and then I think this might be the work you're doing in with your subconscious and your shadow self and all of that. I think that this is the work. You've got some structure here supporting this internal work, this subconscious intuitive work that wants to pop out and come out. So that can come out when the structure is set. And when you have that structure, then that supports that. Something in your life needs to support this, provide a sense of security for these deeper issues to blossom and grow and come forward for you. All right, now we're done.